I've actually been to Africa 4 times. You know, here's what I took from my experience. You got to understand, my grandmother raised me. So growing up, she was old school. I was never allowed to waste food. I don't waste food ever. I eat all my food. I'm that dude. To this day, even if we go out to eat, I eat my food and your food that you don't finish. That's right. And if you take a doggy bag, you have to look me in the face and promise me you're gonna eat the food. I don't play around. I'm like, look at me. Are you gonna eat this food? Look at me right now. If you take this food. I mean, growing up, we ate everything. Soggy cereal, soggy, cold, lumpy oatmeal. My grandmother knew the real expiration date of food. Like the actual date. Not that silly date on the package. Not that date. No. The date it went bad, you know? I'd be like, Grandma, this is past the date. She's like, no, baby, that's 7 business days. Yeah, you can go ahead and eat that. And Monday was a holiday, so go ahead and knock that out. I can eat anything now. I eat anything, any type of food, because growing up, I never had a choice of what to eat. I had to eat what was next up, like what might go bad first. Right, it might be breakfast, and I want some cereal, you know? But it's like, no, you gotta eat that lasagna. Please, knock that out. It's got like a half hour. Please, eat the lasagna right now. It might be dinner time, but it might be dinner, but I might have to eat milk and cereal, because the milk was, it was yogurt. You see what I'm saying? That's what... Now, when you're growing up, what do they tell you growing up? They always say, eat all your food, because they're starving kids in Africa. This is what we've all heard this. So when I went to Africa, I had a clear conscience. I was easy, like a Sunday morning. That's what I'm trying to tell you people. I got off the plane, I was like, hey, how's it going? Good to meet you guys, huh? Umbeki, Umbutu. How you doing? Good to meet you. Hey guys, listen guys, I ate all my food. Yeah. I don't know if you were starving, but it wasn't me. Is what I'm trying to tell you guys.
Ano yung story ni Pedro at yung teacher?
Ano yan?
Sabi yung teacher, ay, Pedro, pass your paper. Ay, students, pass your paper. Tapos nahuli yun si Pedro. Tapos sabi niya, Pedro, bakit same kayong answers ni Juan? Tapos sabi ni Pedro, malamang, same man yung questions. Wala lang, share.
Wow.
Mas niyo kasi pag Bisaya.
Sabi mong Bisaya sa amin.
Okay.
Name.
Nakalimutan ako.
Use Iloilo in a sentence. Use it.
Ang ilo-ilo mo.
Sapakin kaya kita dyan para mailo-ilo ka.
Wow! Sino yun? Si Bes.
Use Iloilo in a sentence.
Use it.
Oh, ito.
Martil Gale sa Rosa.
Ito, use fact 3 times in a sentence. Yung F-A-C-T. 3 times in a sentence.
Use it.
In fact, the fact is fuck.
No.
In fact, may fuck ang fuck.
Manok.
No, ito. As a matter of fact, the bird can fly without its fact. Oh!
Wow!
Wait, dahil wala ako, alam mo na yun.
Bird can fly without his fact. Sasabihin ko nga sa mga girls mamaya.
Oy. Tama.
Ano ba yung masabi
O ikaw, Ray, use peck daw. Use peck.
Ito.
The girl have a peck.
Ito, Tom.
Yeah.
Si Gary Pitt at saka si Gary Pot naglalakad. Nahulog sa bangin si Gary Pitt. Sino natira?
Gary Pot.
Ay, hindi.
Mali.
Big bait.
Wow. Si Gary Pitt at saka si Gary Pot naglalakad.
Back in the original days of encryption, the first cipher was the substitution cipher. What you would do is you would have your alphabet, and then you would have a scrambled alphabet. And you would look up your letter in your message, and you would substitute the corresponding letter in the scrambled alphabet, and that would be the ciphertext. And you would reverse it to decode it. Well, Caesar had an innovation on this, an improvement. What he did, instead of having a scrambled alphabet, is he used a number. And if you had a D, if your password was 2, D would become F, and L would become N, and X would become Z. But if the password was 14, B would become P, and C would become Q, and D would become R. Or if it was 7, S would become Z, and T would become A, and U would become B, round in a circle. So his different generals all had a different password number, and over time, this became in history to be known as the Caesar shift. Well, many years later, an Aggie was studying this principle, and he got an idea. He had a concept. He says he thought he had a password that couldn't be guessed. So he went to his teacher, and he said, "Teacher, I've got a password that can't be guessed." And the teacher looked at him and said, "Is it a good password?" He said, "Yeah, it's a password that cannot be guessed. As I'm trusting you, we're going to have a competition." So he calls up the Longhorns, and they have a big old competition arranged. The day comes, the Aggie goes in there, he types in his password in the field, he types it in the second time just the same way, and hits enter, and the competition is on. And for 45 minutes, 12 Longhorns scratch their heads and rack their brains to figure out how they're going to break this password. And they try one thing and they try another thing, and 45 minutes later, they cannot solve it. They cannot figure it out. So then they say, "Okay, the Aggie, you got to come back and log in again to prove it was really your password." So he came back and he typed in his little password, hit enter, and voila, they're logged into the system again. And the Longhorns all shook their heads this way, and they stood around and they said, "Man, why could we not guess your password?" And they said, "It was Caesar's shift."